We're live. Welcome to yet another edition of our PCS Impact Q&A. I'm your host, MJ Boyce. I'm the Director of Community Outreach here at PCS Grades. Boom! We have such a fantastical show for you today, y'all. I am super excited because we've got my girl, Whitney Armstrong here from the Military Spouse Advocacy Network, at MSAN, if you will, because, you know, we love our acronyms. Super, super excited to have her here today. All right. So we're just literally going to kick it off because I'm telling you, this is going to be this is huge. Our partnership, the things that we're doing together for y'all are absolutely huge. But before we get to Whitney and introduce her a little bit, I'm going to go through those housekeeping items as I do every week. Ready, set, here we go. All right, y'all. We've got the answers. And if we don't have those answers, guess what? We know who does. And if we don't know either of those things, we're going to take your questions for action and get back to you with an answer. Speaking of questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, shout outs, go ahead and leave those below in the comments section to A, engage with us, but also B, to be entered to win some Hope Design Limited bling. Yes, today we're going to be giving away a piece from the Mill Spouse Love collection over at Hope Design. And it literally just says Mill Spouse Love on this necklace because we want to show love. With everything that's going on in the world today, we are going to show you some love. So comments, questions, concerns, suggestions, shout outs, go ahead and leave them in the comments section. LOL smiley faces, while highly encouraged, do not count as an entry to win, people. All right, up next, we bring you the experts. Experts like our girl Whitney here from MSAN. Experts like U.S. Transportation Command. Experts like people from the International Association of Movers and other moving industry professionals, or military spouse employment advocates, or military education experts. We bring them to you because they're the source for you to ask your questions in real time. But sometimes you're going to have a question or an issue that is specific to you and your military family. And in those instances, your two forever and always resources will be, number one, your local chain of command. Number two, your local transportation office. Those are the people who know you. Those are the people who are dealing with your stuff. Those are the people who can take your issues and actually further them for action. Last, but certainly not least, I say this every week, keep doing your part, people. It's crazy out there with that Delta variant for the virus, but keep doing your part. We've got to keep flattening that curve. We have to. We were almost there. I'm going stir crazy in this house. Whether that's wearing your mask or social distancing or whatever the state or local mandates are for you, be vigilant. We want you to stay healthy because PCS season is already no joke. We want you to stay vigilant because when we flatten that curve, we flatten Murphy with it. Do you hear us, Murphy? We are coming for you. And before I hand it over to Whitney, just one last thing. Y'all, we don't live under a rock. We've all seen the news and we all feel some type of way about it. A lot of us are struggling. A lot of our families and friends are struggling. A lot of us have that struggle. Over the last 20 years, we know what's going on in Afghanistan. And I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. But what I will tell you is that me personally, I had a hard time with it. I don't know how to deal with it, right? Well, I've always learned that when you want to be lifted up, you choose to lift others up. And that's why I'm pouring myself into the initiative that we're doing right now with this PCS story contest here at PCS Grades. Because we are giving away two, not one, but two free full service Diddy moves. That's from packing to unloading, all of it, to two lucky winners who are willing to share their PCS story. And our girl Teresa on the back end is going to drop the link on how to enter. You leave a review and you tell us your PCS story. Not only could you be entered to win one of two free PPM/Diddy moves, depending on your era, but you could also be entered to win a gift card from the Home Depot, whether that's $1,000, $750, or $500. This contest goes from August 15th all the way to August 31st. When you see this link, share away. If you don't know somebody who's PCSing, you know somebody who recently did. I'm telling you, if you aren't yourself, this is a way for us to do what we can with what we have. I am at a loss personally. So I'm pouring myself into this contest to help my fellow military families decrease their PCS stress, because that's what I can do. And that is what I have to pour myself into right now. So I encourage you to do the same. If you want to lift up yourself, you're going to lift others up too. Share away. And so with that, I'm going to hand it over to our girl, Whitney, from the Military Spouse Advocacy Network, to tell us a little bit about herself. Whitney?
Thank you so much, MJ. Hey, everyone. I'm so excited to be here with you. It is such an honor and a pleasure. We absolutely love our partnership with PCS Grades. As she said, I'm Whitney Armstrong from Military Spouse Advocacy Network, also probably better known as MSAN. As she mentioned, we love our acronyms. And so MSAN, really, we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We've been around for 7 or 8 years now, and we are such an incredible organization focused on empowerment, support, and education for who? Military spouses. We are 100% made up of military spouses for military spouses. And so you'll find we are a mentorship hub dedicated to that support, empowerment, and encouragement and support for military spouses. We've got a virtual education and resource center, an incredible military spouse mentorship hub full of mentorship, especially for new military spouses. Those of you who are new military spouses, or those of you who remember being a new military spouse, know that it is so nice sometimes to just have a peer mentor to reach out to and to connect with. And then, of course, we also have a leadership development program. Many of you maybe heard about that recently. And if you haven't, I encourage you to check it out. We will be popping in many links here throughout the chat the entire time we're on today so that you can find out more about us. But really what I'm here to talk to you guys about is this incredible partnership we have with PCS Grades. And MSAN, as I mentioned, is a mentorship hub. And what we like to do is we like to make sure that we have the best experts in the space that we bring directly to our military spouses in our audience, on our mentorship hub, and those that we are helping to assist. And so we work with incredible partners like PCS Grades to bring the expert knowledge directly to you. And so just like what they're doing with me today and bringing those experts directly to you, we're just excited to talk through the PCS course that we've worked through with them to develop in our mentorship hub. And also, I can share a little bit more with you about our volunteers that we have. I will tell you that Military Spouse Advocacy Network is made up of over 150 incredible military spouse volunteers. They spend anywhere from 5 to 40 hours a week, each of them sometimes, devoting their time to helping fellow military spouses, guiding them, providing them insight, information, tools, and resources, and really kind of thriving on that relationship of peer mentorship. And that's exactly what we're built on. That's exactly what we're here for. And I am so thankful for not only the energy that MJ brings to the room every single week, but also very thankful for the few things that she said just a moment ago, because I could not agree more. If there is ever a time that we need to lean on each other more than ever, I think now is that time. And so there are incredible resources out there for you to use. And I just want you to know that one of them is a peer mentorship platform, which is our Military Spouse Mentorship Hub. Reaching out to those peers, having those connections, very informal. We'll show you a little sneak peeks about what that looks like in just a second. But I'm just so thrilled. And so I will go ahead and throw it back to MJ so we can get this kicked off. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. So you and I are kind of on the same wavelength when it comes to the whole energy factor and the fact that we have so much passion for our community. I mean, this is something that, like, you and I have experienced all of the things, many of the things. We'll continue to experience those things. And we don't want our fellow future military families, like my daughter, shout out little girl, to go through the same things that we went through. If it could be, at least they wouldn't be walking alone, which is why I love MSAN so much. Because who do you think I'm going to be referring her to? Do you think she's going to listen to her mama? No. I'm going to hand her over to Whitney and MSAN's team. That's what I'm going to do. She's going to get her a mentor, and then thank you.
They never listen to the parents. I tell you, you could help. You could be the best mentor in the world. But yeah, the fact that you also wear the parent title, that's not going to, yep.
Write that down. Okay, so you spoke a little bit about the Military Spouse Advocacy Network. So you kind of explained how all of that works. Okay, I want to kind of get into the nitty gritty of that. The Military Spouse Advocacy Network. Like, I just want to know, like, bottom line, what it is, and then we'll dive a little deeper in the next question.
That's perfect. Bottom line, we're a nonprofit by military spouses for military spouses focused on education, empowerment, and support.
Boom, just like that. Clear, concise, cutthroat. All right. Now, it was recently, MSAN created this Mentorship Hub, right, for military spouses to use. Okay, so tell me about this hub and the reasons that led to its creation.
So back about 4.5 years ago, I would say almost even 5, when our new military spouse support program came online, and it was this mentorship program specifically for brand new military spouses, where it was very much like a, I don't even want to say like a matchmaking service. I don't want to say like probably the one we're all thinking of, the .coms out there, but it was kind of like that, but it was for mentorship. And so we would have brand new military spouses fill out information. We had our trained, vetted volunteer mentors fill out information, and we would pair them. We would hand pair them looking at this information. They would communicate via email. Now, tell me, as a new military spouse, that you would have been receptive to a random email from a stranger that someone told you were going to talk to, and they were going to be your mentor, and now that's how you communicate. Not so much. And so that was our way for a while, and it was incredible, and it worked so well, and it grew and grew and grew and grew. And so finally it got to the point where we were like, you know what? When COVID-19 hit and we opened up our program to all military spouses and not just the brand new, because let's be honest, we all could use a mentor. And I think it took a pandemic for at least our organization to be like, wow, there is a need out there. We don't want to turn anyone away. We need to expand this beyond just new spouses. So when we opened it up, we needed then a way of better pairing people and better interacting with them and better, just all around better everything, really. And so we developed this Mentorship Hub. It launched in February of this year. So it really hasn't been around for too long yet, but it is incredible. MJ, it is a platform that is uniquely, like I said, by military spouses, for military spouses. Everything you can think of or want is in this hub. And so you now don't have to be like assigned a random person and you get an email from them. You can go in and ask questions of any of our mentors from any of the branches. You know they're a mentor because it says so on their profile. This is not, I repeat, this is not on social media. You are not in a private Facebook group. You are not anywhere else attached to your LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever. Can you attach those things to our Mentorship Hub? Sure, if you want to, but it can be completely separate. And it is just a really incredible place where everything, literally it's a hub. Everything comes to one place. So you can talk to a mentor. You can access educational and virtual resources. You can take courses like the PCS grades course that we'll talk about too.
Which I absolutely love. And I think we were sort of talking about this the other day. You know, I fear for my daughter. I'm not going to lie a little bit. Because, you know, there are, and we kind of base PCS grades off on the same kind of way. You know, yes, our local Facebook groups absolutely have a place. They are a necessary element for us to kind of reach out into the community. However, sometimes we'll, you know, maybe ask a question in our new local area group. And maybe somebody asked that question yesterday and it's all the way at the bottom of the feed. Or maybe there's like 5 or 6 groups for the area that you're getting ready to move to or you belong to. And you're like, which one do I join? And you're not sure. Going to a place like PCS grades, going to a place like the Mentorship Hub, and looking up some of the things and being part of MSAN, like it's almost like a one-stop shop, if you will. And of course that will lead to the other resources like those local Facebook groups in the future. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I love that. And I was always afraid, you know, sometimes some people can get a little annoyed with the same question being asked over and over again. And so for people like my daughter, who is already extremely shy, I worry about her entering one of these groups and asking the question at the wrong time. Maybe somebody's spouse just left for deployment and they're just not having a good day and they just kind of let loose. And my daughter happens to be the one that's, yeah. So I worry. So I encourage all of you, if you ever see anybody like my brand spanking new mil spouse daughter out in there asking questions because she don't know her rear end from a hole in the wall, just reach out, please. Which is, yeah. So, okay. So that leads me to my next question. I know it was initially built for like people like my daughter, brand new to the world. But who's eligible to participate in this mentorship hub?
I love that question, because guess what? Everyone, literally. So every military spouse out there, every branch, whatever location you're in, the coolest thing about the Mentorship Hub, you guys, is you can access it from anywhere in the world. So not only is it on your good old browser, on your desktop or whatever, but majority of people truthfully use it on their iOS or their Android, because there is an app to download our Mentorship Hub and access it directly from your mobile device anywhere in the world. We actually also, I should mention, we have mentors who speak a variety of languages. We have mentors who are in other places around the world. And so when I talk about mentorship, it is 24/7. We have people in the hub 24/7 who are there to help you answer questions. And maybe you don't want to private message anyone and you don't want to ask a question, and really you just kind of want to consume information. That's the perfect place to do it as well. Basically, you're just creating a profile, you're getting in there, you can consume everything you want. There's free resources, downloads, toolkits, anything you can think of. Oh, I'm so glad. Angela, I love learning about this program. Thank you. I'm so glad that we're able to share it with you, because it is really an incredible resource, and we're so excited to really just get this out there. It's everything MSAN has always done, but it's finally in a one place. You know, for a while it was like we had some things on our website, and we had we do have an incredible Facebook forum group. And there were some, assistants there. And then we had the mentorship program. And so now everything is all in one place in the Mentorship Hub. And we couldn't be more thrilled to see these connections being made, thousands and thousands of messages being sent between fellow military spouses and those mentors out there, or even just between fellow military spouses. Like, I could get in there and message MJ, and it's a private message, just like just like a social media sort of thing, but it's completely off of that. And I can send her a quick message, ask her a question, or say what's up. And it's just a really, really nice way to get out there. But every military spouse, including reserves and guard, I think that's important to say, because there are a lot of organizations out there that way too often forget our reserves and guard, and we love you, and you have a place directly in that Mentorship Hub. And also there's even specific groups in the hub. So I'll show you a little bit about that in just a second, but there are some groups in there that you can make sure you're with your affiliated branch if you want to, or you can talk to everyone and ask questions about other branches. But if you're like, you know what, I really want to hang out with my Air Force peeps and get to know them a little bit more, you can get into that group. I should mention, I am an Air Force spouse. So when I do talk about branches, I will mention that one a little more often than not, simply because that's the one I'm most knowledgeable in.
I just want everybody who's watching right now, and if you're catching this on the replay, I also want you to do the same exact thing. Tell us what branch you're representing today, because we got our girl here who is Air Force. Okay, I have my Mill Kid 2.0, because I don't use the G word. I was promoted to Mimi, and I have a Mill Kid 2.0, and my daughter married an airman. So I have the only other t-shirt that I have outside of the Marine Corps as a branch is Air Force.
Woo! Represent.
But of course, I want
to see who's watching. I want to see who's winning right now at this point. What branch is winning?
Okay, so that's not fair, because as a Marine Corps spouse, I can tell you when we go to events and they're like, okay, who's Army? Who's Air Force? Maybe we're the Marine Corps. I'm sometimes the only one going, "Ooh, Cast number 5!" And everyone goes,
"What?
Hi, how you doing? My name is MJ. I'm representing the Corps today." What? Yes. So yes. Okay. So we've got Air Force up in here. We've got Army. We've got Navy. We've got Air National Guard. Shout out Charissa. Oh my God. We got some Air Force spouses. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Keep it coming, peeps. Love it. Love it. But no, I mean, like, we bleed purple, of course, but there's something to be said about finding your tribe in your specific branch, because you and I both know what works on a Marine Corps installation is not always going to necessarily work on an Air Force installation. And the policies are different. And sometimes the way of life is different depending on that branch aspect. And so finding that niche of your peeps, of that tribe, is important. And I'm so excited that MSAN has a hub for this.
It's amazing. I mean, even just the language that sometimes other branches use, the acronyms can be different. And so you think you're speaking the same language, and then all of a sudden you find out, oh, they were talking about like a leave and earning statement sort of thing, and I was talking about going to the bathroom. Like, who knows what it is the acronyms blow me away. And I think of all the things, when we were starting the new military spouse support program, that was one of the most asked questions is, what does this acronym mean? Or where do I find this? Getting enrolled into DEERS and healthcare and figuring out all of these things that you have as a brand new military spouse. It's a lot of questions. And sometimes there's not always going to be someone there to answer all of those for you, or those base installation resources that you can call and ask, like your Airman and Family Readiness Center, et cetera. They may not be thinking, they're not going to pick up the phone at 2 a.m. when you're wondering this question, right? But in the Mentorship Hub, you can message one of our mentors and ask that question, or post on the feed and ask that question. And you're going to have these great answers. And everything, my favorite part is everything is so positive. Everyone is so uplifting. There is not a silly thing you can ask. Everyone will give you the best absolute, insight that they have. They are trained experts. Our volunteers, I'm telling you, are incredible. They are trained on all of our partner resources that we make sure to refer people to. They are vetted. They've been volunteers in the community for years and years. They've been military spouses for at least 5 years. So, they've been around once or twice to maybe a few installations. And so it is just remarkable. And the amount of hours that they have donated to MSAN has equated over $1.5 million. I mean, it is just wild how much time they have dedicated.
That's amazing. And so, okay, so loving the whole volunteer thing. I mean, obviously, many of us are serial volunteers because we have a servant heart. And sometimes we don't have that opportunity. One of the biggest challenges that I faced in my volunteer days was, okay, I can't take my volunteer gigs with me when I'm moving from one installation to another most of the time. And so to have an opportunity to be a virtual volunteer where you can move, it can move with you. The opportunity can move with you.
We need, and we pour into our volunteers as much as we possibly can, because we understand there are those volunteer organizations out there that make you feel incredible and you're doing wonderful things. But at the end of the day, you're like, what do I have out of this time that I took off of work, or that I was doing this sort of thing? And so we provide our volunteers with micro certifications. We just, worked with one of our mental health partners, and are providing micro certifications so that they are even more armed and prepared to help one another. But then also that's something they can put on their resume and say, hey, I've got this micro certification from this, national organization that focuses on mental health. We provide professional development training and morale nights, and we really want to pour into them because they are just as much the community we're supporting as the community we're supporting. They are literally everything for us. And so we want to make sure that they feel empowered just as much as those that they're helping.
Absolutely. And just something that I wanted to kind of mention before we start going down, we're actually going to show you what the inside of this hub looks like, okay? So that you can actually see what is offered to mil spouses like us. Before I do, I just kind of want to let you know that we did drop in the comments section, we did drop the link to access, if you want to access the Mentorship Hub. We did drop the Google Doc that you would fill out and move on from there. And basically this link right here, which you will again find in the thread, is what Whitney and I are going to kind of walk through today. And she's going to like Vanna White this for us. I'm super excited. And so go ahead and make sure, because, and Whitney, I'm not going to steal your thunder. Why don't you tell our audience what they could win in this instance?
So those of you that join our hub and join our PCS grades course, don't worry, I'll show you how to do that and how to get there and all that fancy stuff within the next 7 days. So starting today, so those of you watching the recording, it's starting on August 18th. So within the next 7 days, we are going to take all of the names that join our hub and our PCS grades course, put you into a drawing, and we have 2 $25 gift cards to give away. So you're going to have to make sure not only do you join, but you keep an eye on those messages, because that's how we'll contact you, so we can make sure to get you that gift card, make sure you're in that hub, interact with us as much as you possibly can. You're going to love it. And so we'll walk you through how to get there so that you can make sure that you are entered, but you've got to join that PCS grades course. We will see who's in that course, who's looking at this content, who's learning from it. Just wait, you're going to learn so much from this. I actually am a teacher by trade. I taught in about, 6 or 7 different schools in 5 different states. I lost count at this point. But as a teacher by trade, I'm all about the course. Like, I'm nerding out about this partnership with PCS grades, because we've got quizzes, y'all. Don't worry, no one's grading them. I'm not going to.
There is no fail.
No fail. I'm not back with my red pen.
Your GPA is not writing on this, people.
No. But but it's pretty amazing. And so you guys have to join that though in order to be entered to win 2 of our $25 gift cards that we'll be giving away in the next 7 days. So keep an eye out for that. Even if you're catching the replay, you can still enter. Make sure you learn how.
Yes, because our Oconus peeps are asleep right now. We're not going to make them wake up for this. I mean, they would probably if we told them.
They might want to.
But the fact that you're extending that so that they could get a little shut eye is awesome.
For sure.
And by the way, everybody who's watching right now, go ahead and share. You know darn well you know somebody who needs this. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned spouse. I'm going to tell you right now that I've delved into some of this and, of course, we learned something new every webinar. I have learned things I didn't realize before either. So stand by on that. Okay. All right. Let's just get to the meat and potatoes. Whitney, will you go ahead? Can we take a peek?
Yes, I will give you a peek. I'm so excited to show you because you, MJ, you haven't seen any of this at all, right?
I have not seen it from the user perspective at all. Just for the record, people, yes, PCS Grades is involved heavily with MSAN to have structured some PCS courses, which we'll get to in a minute. And everything that we've experienced, every question you've had, that we've had, that you will have, has been addressed in this hub. Like, it's bananas in each module. We're going to go through it, but like literally we took our experiences to make sure to help not make it 100% easier. But you know what? It's a hand that we didn't have. It's a help up that we didn't have. We were flying blind. Now we got some glasses to hand off to the next generation. Oh, by the way, and my own. All right, we're going to share that screen. So let me go ahead and I'm going to add it to the stream. Okay, so we've got this here. People share this with the people you know who need it or know who can pass it on. What do we got? What are we looking at, Whitney?
All right, I will try to Vanna White this. I won't be as elegant as her, but I will attempt to be. So you can go directly to the link that Teresa shared, you guys. Directly to that will take you straight to our access point survey. The only reason we have an access point survey, y'all, is to keep you safe. It is to keep you safe, and it is to collect some basic information so we know that we are providing you with the absolute best stuff, best resources, best help that we possibly can. But if you don't click on that link, how else can you get there? Go directly to militaryspouseadvocacynetwork.org. militaryspouseadvocacynetwork.org. That's what I have pulled up right now. You scroll down. There's actually a variety of ways. You can click our banner that says join the hub. But what I'm going to do is just show you a little bit. There's a little bit about who we are. Of course, you can explore our website, learn a lot more about what we do. But down here, Mentorship Hub, join our Mentorship Hub. So when you click that, it does take you to that access point survey. Like I said, you can click the link directly on here. It takes you right to this survey, or you can go through our website. Either way is totally fine. You're going to get to the same place. So basic information, name, email, age, etc. Let me point out to you, we have extreme strict confidentiality. We do not ever share your information, sell your information, rent, give it away, show it to anyone, anything like that. So this all stays within just MSAN, so we can make sure to provide you as a nonprofit the best possible things that we can, thanks to our generous donors, sponsors, partners, etc. So once you fill this out, it's really quick. Name, date, what do you want to know more about? How did you hear about us, etc. You submit that, and it'll take you right to our Mentorship Hub for you to create your own profile. That's what this looks like. And so once you create your profile, you can absolutely tailor it directly to what you want it to be. And so like I said, it's not on social media. So you get to make sure you have your own photo. You can actually put a backdrop. You can connect your LinkedIn and Facebook if you want to. You can put in a little bio about yourself, put in your affiliation, what branch that your spouse is a part of, et cetera, et cetera. It'll walk you through all of that. And so you don't even have to worry about trying to navigate this new site. It literally will walk you through everything you need to do to create your profile. Also, guess what? You can turn on the notifications so that if there's something new coming up in the hub, it will ping you to your phone. Once you have the app on your phone, if there's something new coming up or if there's a message sent to you, it can go right to your phone. Those of you that don't like notifications, you can turn them off. So you were basically reading my mind at that. But so like let's say, because you're like me and I get 100 pings a day. Mm-hmm. Like let's say that I know this is on my radar. Where else would it ping me if I didn't get like a regular notification? every single day, you can also get a daily digest. So if you don't want to get the pings constantly of this new post and this new comment or this whatever, you can just go ahead and say, I want a daily digest. And at the end of every single day, you will get basically like a recap or a highlight reel, so to speak, of what did you miss. So you don't even have to worry about constantly being woken up in the night or anything like that. You can just read the daily digest, see if there's something that you missed, see if there's something you want to go back and check out. And you don't even have to worry about those constant notifications.
Oh my gosh, you must have been inside my brain when you were designing this. I'm just
I hope so. And I hope that, and here's the deal. This is a living, breathing mentorship hub that is always changing. And so I highly recommend anyone and everyone who is in here stick around for a while, because we have so much more coming. We have so many incredible things that are changing, information overload all the time. It is just amazing. So I'm going to show you a little bit. So this is kind of our about section. It tells you more about who we are and what we do. But really, I'm going to close that, show you our discovery. And so this is just some of our top posts. You'll see some of our topics here as well. We also have some featured things like, and then we have events. Oh, look, right now there's a live event happening. What is that? Oh, it's our live event that we're having right now with PCS Grades. So you even hear about that directly from our Mentorship Hub. And so this is a really good way to keep track of all of your events and stuff too. And you can sync it to your calendar if you want, so it reminds you. It's just anyways, I'm just gonna keep showing you instead of talking about it. So if you go over then to topics, you'll see our MSAN topics that we cover: career and employment, education, deployment and reintegration, mental health and wellness, new military spouse, financial readiness, toolkits and guides, and MSAN's video library. My favorite thing, you guys, is that when you click into these, you will see everything there is to see about that particular topic and then some. So our advocates run these pages. They are incredible pieces of information. They are information from our partners and sponsors. They are vetted, trained, trusted resources specifically for our military spouse community. But let me go down to our video library really quick and show you if there are things that you've missed in the past from us, you can access them right here. And so we have chats that we've had webinars. This was our mental health partner at Psych Hub, et cetera. And so you can even access those directly from our Mentorship Hub in case there's something that you missed on social media. So really, you don't necessarily have to be on social media. As long as you're in the hub, you're going to catch it all, which I think is great. So we're attacking kind of all of it from the best of all worlds. But the most important thing I want to highlight to you guys, because this is how you're going to win those $25 gift cards, is joining the course. So once you're in the Mentorship Hub, you'll see on the left-hand side at the very bottom, it says courses, select courses. And right there, you'll see PCS Grades. So if you click on that, it'll show you all of the incredible things that PCS Grades has partnered with us in creating this course for you. I am set to move in a couple of months. We've moved, I don't know how many times in the last 9 years, but I'm still learning just from what PCS Grades has put into this course. And so I can kind of walk you through a little bit of it. MJ, what do you want to see?
Oh my gosh, I kind of want to see all of the things because just check it, people. By the way, the people who are watching right now are the same people that I'm going to defer my child to, because she may end up in your neck of the woods, because what I'm seeing here is a lot of Air Force spouses. I am seeing a lot of Air Force spouses. That's awesome. So I'm kind of loving that. So I want you to know this, because I just messaged my own daughter and said, yo, I know I don't ask you to do this, but you can go look at Mommy's Live. Go now and watch this so that you can see kind of what you're going to be doing. And so I would like to look at this like I am brand new, fresh out the gate. What is even a PCS? You know what I mean? Like, so what is my daughter expected to see? Like, what would you suggest she go to first?
That's perfect. Is that the only thing that you need to worry about is what you feel like you need to go to first? Or you can look through and be like, you know what, before I even figure out where we're supposed to go, I want to do my area research, like PCS Grades has literally here first, area research. You click on that and you try to find out, okay, what are we even going to put on our list as a military family? I want to find out what are some of the places maybe we want to go, what are some places maybe we want to avoid, etc. And so you just start with that research before you even find out, hey, this is where you're going. it's good to kind of do some research before you even have that list that comes out. Now, let's be real. Sometimes you don't get what's even on your list, and that's okay. And so that's where you go through the next steps of our course here. But as you click through and you read, there are some really awesome links here that go directly to the PCS Grades area guides. You can learn about, like right here, Fort Bragg area guide, right? So they have these incredible guides for locations all around the country that can point you directly to the information in that area. And who better to learn it from than those who are the experts in the space, like PCS Grades. And so as you click down, you can learn about your finances. And here, like I said, I'm a little nerdy, the knowledge check. The knowledge check is simply like a little quiz, but it basically, should I go ahead and click on one, MJ?
Sorry, yes. Click on this quiz, okay? Y'all, it's not the quiz that you're thinking of. Like, you're not going to fail and not be able to move on to the next thing, okay? This quiz, think BuzzFeed. Like, we have some very humorous people that have collaborated on this, but it's also knowledge-based. It's low stakes, but it's also serves, like, if you get one of these questions wrong, guess what? You're not going to fail and have to restart anything. Like, that's weird. Many of us are already college students. We don't need this on our back, okay? No, but it provides knowledge. It's a knowledge check.
Yes, and this just helps you figure out, like, okay, did I understand what I just read? But you know what the other thing is? You don't have to take them. You don't have to take them. If you're like, oh, I know what I'm reading, I don't need to do a knowledge check. But if you do want to kind of quiz yourself, you can absolutely do that. That's the best part, is that you can click around in here and find what exactly it is that maybe you're wanting to know about at that moment. Because consuming all of this at one time is going to be a lot. And so maybe on one day you're like, oh, I got to do some area research. In another couple of weeks, oh, you know what? I really want to know about living on base versus off base. That's right here. Drawbacks of living on, benefits of living off, benefits of living on, drawbacks of living off. I mean, all of it is right here that you can really dive into this and help to consume that information, access the free resources. One of my favorite free resources that PCS Grades gave to you guys is the PCS Checklist. I feel like everyone needs some version of this, right? And so down here at the bottom, right before we get to the You Did It section, is the PCS Checklist. It is a completely free download. So you click here, takes you right to their site. There's other free downloads, by the way, but you download that full PCS checklist and boom, right here. 3 to 6 months before you even move, it helps you figure out what it is you need to do, what sort of things you should be checking out. And so if you're not even sure where to start, right here will tell you exactly where you should start. So I love that you guys included that, because I think that is so huge in helping us even figure out, because sometimes it's a lot to figure out. Like, there's so many moving pieces, and our spouses who are in the military will often get checklists similar to this, but that's on their side. Take this document and get this signed. Go to mental health and do this EFMP screening. They have their version of a checklist, but the spouses don't get one. And so you get one now with this free download.
And I love that. And so one of the other things that I love that I noticed is that under this particular prepping for a PCS, unique situations. Hi, Murphy. How you doing? Unique situations, because who wrote the book on that? Oh, it was military spouses.
1000%. There are always going to be things that happen. I feel like you said, it's Murphy. There's always something that comes up that was not planned for. And so we have tried to plan for the unplanned and giving you this section of the unique situations on this course. Moving overseas, that is a whole other bag of chips, you guys. Moving across an ocean and getting your stuff there, hopefully safely and not broken and within a good amount of time, is mind-blowing. And so that in and of itself has so much information in here. Moving while pregnant, hello, that's not easy. Or with
have you done that before? Like, are you familiar with that?
I am familiar. Yes, I was about 7 months pregnant. And when we moved to this duty station at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, yes. And I felt terrible because I wasn't carrying anything. But you know what I did do? I asked the movers kindly to put things in the rooms that they belong. Guess what? I didn't have to be pregnant to do that. And I didn't have to feel guilty because it was in the contract. And so I want you guys to know those things, right? Sometimes we don't even know what we are not allowed to do or ask for. And I think that was crucial my very first move, I had no idea. I had them all put it in the middle of the room in one area, and it was a massive pile of stuff because I didn't know that I was even allowed to ask them to take it to a room of the house that it belonged in.
Oh my gosh, for real?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I just saw the picture the other day come up on my newsfeed that said, hey, remember this so many years ago? And it was just a pile of stuff in the middle of the room, all of the boxes all in one room. And I was like, where do I start? I don't even know what to do. It's crazy. It is crazy. But you guys, this is only module 1. So I should point out that the PCS Grades course is going to have in total 3 modules. This is module 1. Module 2 just launched, you guys. And so it starts with preparing for PCS, and you guys have the first chance to really take a look at making the move. So this is kind of like your behind the scenes because no one's really seen this yet. It just came out.
And you know what's really exciting? Okay, so moving overseas, this is a huge thing. Again, for our Oconus peeps who are watching on the replay, a lot of what you're seeing right now is probably stuff that you wish that you would have seen or knew about or had prior to your move. But of course, coming back, I mean, there are also things that you need to know as well. Oh, you know somebody who is going to be PCSing Oconus for the first time? You better share this. Knowledge does absolutely nothing, just chilling up here with nowhere to go. Share this, share the wealth, because darn well, I can guarantee you that something in there is going to help the individual that you know that's PCSing overseas for the first time. They're going to find it right there.
Oh, for sure. And it's all in one place, which is so nice. You don't have to go to good old Google and have 18 million things thrown at you by asking just a question about a PCS. I mean, it's all right here. And the coolest thing too is that it just works so seamlessly with PCS Grades. And it is the information you need to know. They are the experts in this field. And it's everything that you want to know exactly about what you're about to enter into. And those of you that have been through it before, we would love your input. There are sections in here on those checklists and the knowledge checks that literally ask you, hey, what is it that you want to know more about? Or what area guide have we not covered yet? We are such incredible partners in that way that if there's something we're missing or if there's something you need that we don't have, we want to get it to you. And so, like I said, this is a living, breathing mentorship hub. This is a living, breathing PCS Grades course. And so if there's something that you're looking for, either it's coming in module 3 or we need to go ahead and add it for you. So be in communication with us. You can private message, you can email, you can comment here about any of these things. But like I said, module 2 with these moving overseas, even before the move checklists, travel entitlements, pro tips. Oh my gosh, travel pro tips. I love this because these are things you for sure don't know when you're brand new. But these are things that literally are like people who have done this over and over and over that have come to find out by trial and error and just want to save you and want to save you from having to maybe have some of the error that you had or that they had when they were brand new. And so even things like charging your tablets and battery pack and making sure kids have goodie bags and extra set of clothes for each traveler, that I think is huge. I made that mistake last week. I got stuck in an airport with only the clothes I was wearing. My baggage was in another place. And so all I had was what I had. I didn't have extra set of clothes in my backpack. And so things that we sometimes forget that we think we should know or remember, it's all right here.
And, I love that. And just like, just for the record, some of the things that you said, especially as it pertains to, okay, just like you said, I learned things on here. Outside of what we as partners have done for the PCS courses that are offered. I mean, I've learned things, just unbelievable things that every single time I learned something new. And this is coming from a 20-year spouse. Okay. Here's the gist. These courses were made with people like my daughter in mind, right? But just like she said, we want you to tell us what else needs to be included in these courses. We want you, I don't want to say the seasoned spouses, if you are a seasoned, we're not French fries, okay? We're not French fries. I like to go with the term Cabernet spouse. A little more classy, right up my alley, if you will. Yeah, I'm just saying. So yeah, hashtag that Cabernet spouse all day, every day. But for those of you who are a Cabernet spouse and maybe are that, you're that go-to person and you know about that and you've been through this maybe 1 or 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 times and there's something glaringly missing, go through these courses. You sign up, you go through these courses, tell us. We need to know. We need to make it better for future generations, because guess what? This is indeed a matter of national security. We are making it easier because family readiness equals mission readiness. And that is an absolute fact.
1000%. I'm so glad you said that, because that is exactly what we hope to do for years and years and years to come. I mean, this will live here, but guess what? The way that we do things now is not going to be the way they do it probably even next year, let alone 5, 10, 15 years down the road. And so it's going to evolve, and we need you guys who are literally in it right now, experiencing some of these challenges with the current PCS season, experiencing some of these challenges with what you're going through as a military family with recent events. Like, this is exactly why this Mentorship Hub exists, and so that we can continue to make it better for those beyond us, so that we can, like you said, it is national security. I mean, it's mission readiness, it's force retention. We got to take care of that whole family unit, and that includes the spouse and family and the military member. And so, you know what? I'm so thankful that we have this partnership with you all. We have these courses, these 2 modules that are just absolutely incredible. The way you guys join, like I said, you get into that Mentorship Hub through militaryspouseadvocacynetwork.org, join the Mentorship Hub, or click directly to that access point form in the live video here today, and join that hub, create your profile, and boom, join this course, check it out, play around, look at stuff, check out the links, see where it sends you, look at that PCS checklist, send it to someone. I challenge each of you today to send something you've learned from this webinar, hopefully at least one thing, right, to someone else, a fellow military spouse that you know that could benefit in some way, shape, or form. Send them to that hub. We hope to get everyone in there, and just a really incredible lively community of interaction and love and support. And so, you know, like I mentioned before, there are live chats. Like, you can see who's online right now on the left-hand side. In fact, one of the people on right now, guess what, is our CEO, MSAN founder, CEO. And so if I wanted to, which I won't do it live on here because I'm not sure if she'll answer me, but I can live chat her right this minute and say, hey, how's it going? Because I know she's at a conference, so I'm not even sure.
You can say that, but what I'm going to say is shout out, V. Shout out. It's on the internet forever.
Yep, you're on here. We see you. We see you're working while you're conferencing. See, and that's the thing, is there's such dedication behind MSAN that, like I said, 24/7 support. And so those bubbles that you see on the left-hand side, that's actually just people who are in this course. And so you'll see, once you get into the hub, on the main Mentorship Hub, you'll see all of the bubbles of people who are online right at that moment. And it doesn't have to be a mentor that you message. Like I said, it can be a fellow military spouse that you're interested in knowing more about or connecting with, and you can send that private message and chat. You can also just go ahead and interact in our forum group. Our forum on our Mentorship Hub is a mishmash of people talking about military life and talking about challenges and things like that. Oh, look at that. I just got a message. VP of Programs and Operations. This course is amazing. I love that she sent me that because she knew it was going to pop up here. That's great. That's awesome.
I love that. And I want to say, this is actually, it could be posed into a question. So Angela Atwood, shout out Angela. So she's currently a Marine spouse, and her hubby's transferring into the Army, kind of making one of those, service changes. If she were to maybe reach out to MSAN, do you have spouses who are mentors who could potentially assist in transferring of services? Because sometimes it's like a different world.
1000%. We have folks who have transferred services branch to branch. We have folks who have changed in rank. We have people who have changed in location. Absolutely. We have mentors directly that can help with that. And so absolutely. And I should mention, you guys, I know I was saying how great it is that you can choose your own and message your own person. Not everyone's willing to do that. And so if there's someone that you do want to be paired with, like if you're like, you know what, I would rather MSAN pick who my mentor is going to be, and we kind of go back to that old school way, and it's a lot more of that constant connection, long-term mentorship, then we do have that available as well. And so, like I said, once you're in the Mentorship Hub, it'll walk you through all of those steps. And if you want that long-term connection to a one mentor and not one-off questions to several different messages and things like that, and you want that long-term thing, you can absolutely do that as well. And so we're trying to just merge all of the worlds here and meet you where you are. And why we have that is exactly because we received that feedback of, you know what, Sometimes someone else wants to ask a one-off question, boom, send a quick message to a mentor. And sometimes you do want that long-term friendship and connection. And we've had several stories that have built up over the years of people who have built true, incredible friendships. We have a mentor-mentee that they were assigned the old way back in the day. And now they have a friendship. They visit each other several times throughout the year. They've seen each other in person several times. I mean, it's just really beautiful. And they teach one another things. And so it doesn't always have to be the mentor teaching the mentee. Like, I think there's a lot we can learn from one another. And so I think this is exactly why this hub exists. And we hope to continue to see long-term connections like that, where you're able to really be with others who are in the same boat as you.
No, for sure. And I mean, like, I only wish, like, I remember running up to my first day as a military spouse, no idea what I was in for, had a small child. Of course, he left 2 days later. I saw some chick 2 doors down, my age, with a kid my kid's age, and I ran up to her. Let me tell you, she had an accent that I didn't understand for a very, very long time. She was, from the South, and I'm from Detroit. Yep, that's a thing. And I didn't even care. Like, I didn't even care. Like, we just kind of rolled with it together. We were both brand new. We were both figuring it out, kind of raising ourselves up. And if we would have had that guidance where we could have maybe had a heads up, maybe gotten a little foot in the door, maybe understood what to expect, having set some expectations, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That probably would have been awesome. And I mean, I'm still forever grateful. By the way, we did actually connect on a language level after that when, I mean, like, she was from North Carolina. We were at Camp Lejeune, depending on your era. And, like, I was like, she said a word that I didn't understand. I said, I don't know what that means. And she's like, Miro, the thing that you look in. I'm like, a mirror. I said, I'm sorry, I couldn't understand with your accent. She's like, you're in my neck of the woods. You're the one with the accent. I was like, okay. But I mean, like, how awesome would it have been if in the digital age we had a platform like this? Yeah, if we had somebody outside who'd experienced it already.
Yes. And in the age of COVID and things are, back to in person, not quite back to in person, and then we're so back and forth. And I totally get, I mean, a lot of people are zoomed out. I totally get that. But this is far from that. This is a way at your own pace, at your own time, even through your phone on an app, you can engage with other people. And it doesn't have to be live in person just yet, because I know some of those are happening in some places and some are not in others. And so how else are you going to be able to really feel connected? And I know that through the internet day and age, it's not the same as being able to see someone eye to eye and bring the muffins and say, welcome to the neighborhood. But right now, with where we're at with COVID and our situations and whether or not we can be next to one another and things like that, this is as close as we want to get you, is being like virtually connected. And one of the things you can do on your profile as you're setting it up, you can put your location. You can choose not to, which is totally fine as well. You can put your location and see who are other people who are connected local in your area, and you can connect with them right there on our hub. And so you don't have to go searching, and it'll plug that in right there for you of people near you, who are military spouses in the Mentorship Hub. And so you can connect, message them, and even form some groups. We've had some folks who have formed kind of some groups and seen each other in person safely, with masks, et cetera. But it has been a really, really nice thing to see that from this Mentorship Hub, we're seeing things develop even outside of the virtual environment, which I think is just phenomenal.
Yes. And for the record, people, Whitney and I, we are friends, but we were friends here in the virtual space well before we actually got to meet in person. Exactly. Super. And by the way, you can feel jealous. It's totally fine. I get to see her in about a month. You're welcome. You're welcome.
I'm soy. Well, I will say too, and I'll stop sharing my screen so you're not just staring at this one page. But before I do, MJ, is there anything else you want me to highlight on here before I stop sharing?
Well, so right here, what you see here, we've got module 1 and now module 2. And guess what? Just like Whitney said, we've got 3 total, and the 3rd is on the cusp. So stand by, keep your eyes peeled for that. I know that you know somebody who is in need of this. I know that I probably was that person then. Not entirely impossible for that to be me to be that person now. But I know that you can lift somebody else up by bringing them to this. It's not always about having resources. Sometimes it's about being resourceful. This covers both bases.
100%.
I would like you to you're fine to stop sharing because our girl Teresa on the back end, she's gathering these names. I would actually like you to kind of tell our audience a little bit about because I can guarantee you there are several people I've seen in here so far who may be interested in getting involved with MSAN. So how might one go about doing that?
Thank you for asking that. You know, that same place that I sent you guys to get to the hub, militaryspouseadvocacynetwork.org, or for short, milspouseadvocacynetwork.org, both lead you to the same place. If you go check that out on our website, you'll be able to see where we have a lot of our volunteer photos listed. They are what drive our organization. You'll see our board of directors. You'll see our leadership team. I encourage those of you who are interested in getting involved with MSAN, go check those things out, because I think that reading those says so much about the organization. You will be able to see and hear the passion bleeding through that page, I hope. And if it's not coming off the page there, I hope you got it today. There is so much passion and love. I've been with MSAN now for 4 years, majority of that time as a 100% volunteer. And so I put my kids in daycare so I can do that. I want to make sure to take care of others as best I can, to pour into others as best I can. And I can guarantee you that every single volunteer, a part of MSAN, feels the same way. And so if you feel like, you know what, I actually feel like I could probably be a mentor on behalf of my branch, or I feel like I could contribute in another role that they have available, right there on our website, militaryspouseadvocacynetwork.org, you'll be able to see what are the things that we have available in terms of our volunteer positions that are open. But I can tell you right now, we always, always, always need mentors. And if that is a role that you feel like you can fulfill, please reach out. There is directly on that website a contact us button, goes to our HR department, because yes, we have an HR department because we want to take care of you, the volunteer. They are the ones that develop that incredible professional development. They help us figure out how to get our volunteers things like micro certifications and trainings and stuff like that. And so I want you guys to be able to check out that website, make sure it's something that speaks to your heart and that you feel like you want to give some time to MSAN and you want to help fellow military spouses. Absolutely check that out. Contact us. Let us know you want to volunteer. You basically just go through a really quick process of an interview. We do ask for a resume just to kind of take a look at what is your other experience and expertise, because there are some really amazing people that have expertise in fields that you would not believe. Yay, Angela, how do I get involved? I'm so, so thankful. Milspouse for 22 years. You are exactly the person that we need information from. You are could be a perfect mentor because you've been in this lifestyle. Angela, you know some of these tips and tricks, these pro things like PCS Grades, the pro travel tips. You're basically pro milspouse. That's what we should start calling it. MJ, no more season, no more Cabernet, hashtag pro milspouse.
I think we can keep the Cabernet as an unofficial, informal, off the books title.
I like it. I like it. So we'll be trademarking those later today. So I think I think the best thing, like Casey said, HR, you can just shoot us an email. If you don't want to take the time to go to the website and check this out, shoot us an email. Let us know you want to get involved because we absolutely would love to have you. We need you. Our military spouse community needs you because there are so many military spouses. And right now we're just over 150 military spouse volunteers. We need more people. And if you can't fully wear the mentor hat, but you do want to get in and engage in the hub and offer your assistance that way, boom, that's a totally informal way that you can engage and volunteer your time. Get in the hub. You are an expert in your own life and your own experience as a military spouse. Who's to say you can't offer that to someone else in our Mentorship Hub, even if it's not with the formal title and the formal training and everything through MSAN. So I really hope you guys do get involved. And I can't thank you enough, those of you that are involved, for everything that you do for us. It has meant the world, not only to me, but to thousands of military spouses out there.
Absolutely. And before we do the wheel of names to give away that Milspouse Love necklace, I kind of want to give a shout out to a military spouse who just PCS. We've been following her PCS journey. She's a regular watcher of us. Week before last, she was waiting on the Packers. Last week was her last night in the house. Today, she's coming in from Germany. Hey, y'all, we're in from Germany now, which means you probably are catching this right now You're still jet lagged, I'm assuming, right? I mean, I don't know the time. I can't math very well. But Dustin, I want to give you a shout out. We're here for you. We support you. And thank you for letting us follow your journey. Okay, so who's ready for the Wheel of Names? I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right. And let's see. Okay, everybody, I've been very good about keeping my ADD at a minimum for you, just for you. Here we go. So the winner, this is what they'll be winning today. Can you see the screen? Do you see how beautiful this is? This is from Hope Design Limited. Hope Design is ran by Lauren Hope, a military spouse entrepreneur, and she makes amazing jewelry. I've got several of her brooches myself. And this is a Mil Spouse Love, because we want to show some love in a difficult time like this. Everybody, again, feels some type of way. And we're going to go ahead and show some love to you today. And by doing that, we are going to go ahead and spin the Wheel of Names. We're going to get a drum roll, people, I promise. But for right now, there you go.
I used to be a drummer. I'll bring the snare next time.
Oh, girl, we're going to have an offline conversation. Oh, my goodness. Yay! Congratulations. Okay. To this individual, I'm going to say I'm not even going to try and butcher your name. And that is coming from somebody who's Polish and has a Polish maiden name and I'm not even going to try and do this. But I would love for you, Mr. or Miss Ogun, to go ahead and get with us at the PCS Grades message, the PCS Grades Facebook page with your email address so that we can get in contact with you to send you your amazing Hope Design Limited bling. We're going to show that Mil Spouse Love.
Lucky. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty.
It is. It's super cool because, she does amazing work. And I really I could lose a paycheck just looking at her site. I'm just saying.
I am a huge fan. I literally think I have one like within hand's reach, like at all times, like some sort of brooch or piece of jewelry or something that she does. I absolutely love Lauren Hope Design.
For sure. Shout out. All right. So thank you so much, Whitney. I am super excited that you came on. We are always staying in touch with Whitney. If you are watching this on the replay and have any questions that we can't answer, we're going to put you in contact with her. Again, you have the chance to win one or two, is it? Gift cards?
We have 2 total, so you can win one of 2. Yep.
2 total. Sign up for the hub. Go to it's in the thread. We've got the military Spouse Advocacy Network.org. Click join the hub, and here we go. Like here we go. You'll be entered to win within the next 7 days. Do it, people. And if you are a pro spouse, aka Cabernet spouse, go ahead and look through and let us know what we can do to make that PCS course better for you and the future generations. All right, folks, that's all we have for you today. Join us next week, Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for an amazing time. But until next time, this too shall PCS. Bye, everybody.